Y'all, welcome to the Not So Perfect Homestead. So I'm out here in my kitchen garden today, and I want to just do a little intro video telling you what you're about to see, which is my neighbor and his wife giving a step-by-step how to plant your tomatoes, your tomato plants, how to transplant them, how to take them. Either you seed started and you're transplanting them into the ground, or either you bought them at the store, at a feed store, and you're going to transplant them into the ground. He has some fantastic tips, concoction in which he uses many different minerals and things. Again, we are here in South Mississippi, so our soil may be different than your soil, and our soil may be lacking things that your soil is not lacking, and your soil may be lacking other things that ours is not. So keep that in mind when you watch this video. But he gives you information on why we use the minerals that we use here, and I hope that it's valuable information to you. I will tell you that he and I have both planted over 100 tomato plants. Neither one of us have seen any signs of blossom end rot, and neither one of us have lost any tomato plants. They are all growing and doing fantastic, and we cannot wait to see the fruits of our labor. So I hope you enjoy this and get some valuable information from it.
Making a video here for Janina, and she wanted to know what I used and how I did it and why. If you'll notice that blossom end rot has occurred every year, that people hadn't put a lot of calcium around their plant. Calcium nitrate, buy at the farm supply store, it's 15.500. That means that it's 15 parts nitrogen. And so all you do is you get one pinch of this granule, not that much, and throw in the hole. And you'll do that and then come back and side dress it, meaning put some more in it. About 3 weeks later, you'll find out that it's that it helps you plant. It's nothing but fertilizer on steroids. That's what it amounts to, because it's 15%.
Okay. So you put just about what you had in the palm of your hand there, yeah, into the bottom of your hole where you're going to plant the tomato.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll dig a hole there. I left a hole digger. And now this is for blossom end rot. If you have one, pull it off, but don't throw it down somewhere on there. It's a calcium deficiency, but still it can attract other or bacteria or fungi, and it can invade your other plants too. So don't leave anything laying around that's old limbs or whatnot with it, dead limbs. Keep it clean. The next one is what Janina was right. It was Dr. Till's Pure Epsom salts. So you take the same thing, a pinch, this.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
Drop it into your hole, just on top of this.
Okay.
What this does, this soil is deficit in magnesium.
Okay.
And magnesium causes strong roots and strong stems and whatnot on your tomato plants. And then this bone meal is nothing more than ground up bones, and it's high in phosphorus, and 0, 10, 0. And this bone meal helps jumpstart, and it keeps you flowers. It's a source of phosphorus, it says there. It's easy to use, and it is ground up bones. And so what it's there for, plant nutrient enhancement. It'll make everything gel. This is aspirin. One adult aspirin is 325 milligrams. Just drop one of those into the hole, and then put it. Then you can start adding water after we do one more here. Aspirin helps keep the plant from shocking. It helps promote if you have maybe a cool spell to hit to help the plant. It's more of a survivor thing, and it gets into the metabolism of the plant and goes. and I usually end up having healthy tomato plants and an abundance of them.
So let me recap real quick just what we've done so far. We've got just, when we say a pinch, it's more than what Janina and I would call a pinch. It's just a good little portion that would fit in your, not the palm of your hand, but in your fingers.
Yeah.
Then you do the same thing with the Epsom salts. So you use the high yield calcium, the Epsom salts. How much of the bone meal do you use?
I just walk down there and I'll show you in just a second. Just a pinch, throw down in your hole, pinch, throw down.
Is it about the same amount you use with the calcium nitrate and the Epsom salts?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't really get too much out of it.
Okay, so about the same amount.
Getting under amount.
Recapping: calcium nitrate, Epsom salts, bone meal, and 1 aspirin in the bottom of your hole you've dug to put your plant. Is there anything else that goes in the hole? And what is that?
Back to the calcium, it's a short-lived product. I'm not sure how long it'll stay into the soil, but you can't use it as a complete fertilizer because it's not. Now this is potassium. It's 0060.
Okay.
And just get a pinch of that. This soil is very deficit in potassium too.
So the same amount as the Epsom salts and the calcium nitrate. Okay.
Now,
And that goes in your hole.
at the end, what you can do after your plants get out of the shock and all, take something like a long-term acting. See, this powder is usually here, and it'll just almost
They'll
dissolve
absorb it.
immediately.
Yeah.
This dissolves gradually. So what you'll do is you'll just put it around the base of the plant, draw your hole around there.
Around the base of the plant.
Don't put it on the plant stalk. You just draw it around it and then just sprinkle it. You can't get too much.
And what is this?
That's triple 13 fertilizer.
Triple 13 fertilizer. And what you're going to do when you plant the tomato, and we'll show you that in just a minute, is use your finger to make a moat around the plant. Then sprinkle this triple 13 in that moat, not up against the plant, but in the moat.
Just drop it, make a good ring around it. You can
Okay.
too little. That's your long-term fertilizer, but let your plants get out of the shocking stage.
Okay.
The phase when you first plant. I wouldn't do it as you transplant, but you can come back 2 weeks from now and add it if you need to.
Okay.
But just leave it laying on the ground and it'll go right in with water and all.
Okay.
So anyway, that's the chemicals that you use and where and when. Now remember, after they get into full bloom, I would go ahead and go ahead then and then add the same pinch of calcium nitrate. That's your steroid fertilizer. Sprinkle it around on top of it also with your other fertilizer, and let the nature take its course after that.
Okay. Now then, let's walk over here where the plants are. Have you already put all this stuff in the bottom? It looks like you have.
Dig a hole.
Okay. But you've already put
Yeah, stuff in the hole. Now,
all that in the
before
hole.
you start planting, fill your hole up with water.
Okay. That's on top of your
Yes,
fertilizers.
tomatoes have roots all the way up all the way up the vine.
Okay.
So what this does, this gets the root balls. I plant mine about 18 inches apart.
Planted so she sees how you put your stake in. So these holes have already evaporated, or not evaporated, they've absorbed.
And when I take these things out, I just don't pull them out. I squeeze them a little bit at the bottom up. Push them at the bottom. They have some roots in them. Just push from the bottom and work it out. It's a nice root ball.
Yeah, nice root ball.
All right, and I always come back and put a little soil on top of that because to keep these roots from being shot.
Okay.
And then you want to mash it in hard, pretty not hard, but don't break your ball. Then you want to come back while it's there, trim your plant off.
Pack them down.
Pack it down pretty hard. Draw your ring. Now when you stick this stick in, you see how that one is that I planted early. It's almost ready to bloom. You can see right there. Take the big end of your stick. Now don't stick it right down beside.
You don't want it there. You want to prop it up to where the wind.
Find out where the wind's going to be. So what I'm doing is I'm getting that one limb right there, and I'm going to come to this side, and I'm going to push it in. One of the things, if you stick it too close there, you'll disturb that root ball and skin your plant.
Yep.
And what that'll do, if you skin it, it'll be a source for now.
Bacteria.
Yeah. Now, I come back and water these all real good after they're planted. So essentially, that's it.
Okay, great. All right, so that's the great tomato secrets of Billy Hodges.